Let's make a dragon puppet. To start off, I already have two designs for the head shape, and while I like both of them, I think I'm gonna go with the top one. So now let's just transfer this design onto cardstock. Also FYI, I've never made a dragon puppet before, and this one will be my first dragon puppet. So I guess first I want to figure out how big the puppet is gonna be, and ideally okay. We got the camera stable now. As I was saying, my hand should fit in the puppet obviously, and it should be like maybe 2 times the size of my hand. And now that we got that sorted, we can start sketching the design out. So I got the outline down and it looks pretty good, so now I'm drawing the eyes. Wait, something about this eye placement just sorta looks wrong. Yeah, this isn't much better. This still looks cursed. Okay, this is much better. And now we can move on to the other details of the head. And now it's time to decide on a theme for the dragon, and I think I'm gonna make it a cake. And now that we're done with the outline, we can get to fine lining. Now for fine lining, you can use a thick or a thin fine liner, but I choose to use a thicker one because I'm going for a cartoony sort of look and this will help it out. You know, why am I talking like this is a tutorial? I barely know what I'm doing. And I'm cutting off the rest of this clip because it's just fine lining, and that should be pretty self-explanatory. And this next step is arguably the most annoying step. Because my dragon is gonna have a front and back side like all the other dragons out there, I'm gonna have to trace it onto another sheet of paper. But I can't use the windows because it's nighttime, and I don't have any sort of like professional light board or whatever it's called. So my next best idea is to just have a white screen on my computer and turn the brightness all the way up. I also have both my papers clipped together so they don't fall apart and potentially mess up my line art, which would be really annoying, and I have no patience for things like that. Also, this is a kind of awkward position to be tracing in. But let's fast forward a bit, and I'd say it still turned out pretty decent. I also wanted the two sides to have slightly different patterns, but not too different, so I settled on different sprinkles. Then after that, the fine lining turned out quite well, so I'm ready to move on to the next step, which is coloring. But before coloring, I have to figure out my color palette, and I think I'm probably just gonna use a bunch of pinks. Also, I'm using alcohol markers, but you can use like acrylic markers and pencil crayons as well. After I colored both sides of the dragon, I'm cutting them out, and I'm also leaving a bit of a border around it because I'm gonna put it on another sheet of cardstock so it's even thicker, and then I'll cut it out for real. But before I do that, I gotta draw the horn and the ears on both sides. Oh yeah, and guess what I had to do? I had to trace each and every part again. But actually it was better this time because right now it's in the morning, so there's sunlight and I can use the windows. No need for that annoying position anymore. And if you're wondering why I'm redrawing the left jaw, it's because I accidentally messed up and drew sprinkles instead of icing. Okay, I'm shaking the camera way too much. But anyway, let's work on the ear. I'm drawing a few guidelines so I know what size the ear should be. And now it's time to draw it out. And for size reference, I drew the ear about half the length of the dragon head. I don't know what else to say over here, so I'm just gonna let you enjoy the time-lapse mode without a voiceover. And if you're wondering, well, yes, I do have to draw the ear twice. That's why I'm folding it over. Yay! After roughly 2 hours of drawing, I finally completed every single part for the dragon and both sides. So I can finally move on to the next step, which is to glue this onto more pieces of cardstock to make it thicker. And even though this step is completely optional, I'm gonna do it because it's gonna make my dragon stronger and more durable. And I'm not putting in hours of work for a flimsy item that will break after 2 days. My original idea to stick the papers together was to use hot glue, but the hot glue dried too quickly and it wasn't even. So I decided to rip it off and try using a glue stick instead. And it works much better. Now I'm just cutting my dragon out, but this time on the lines. Honestly, for some reason, the cutting part with the layers is like super satisfying. And it almost makes all the tracing worth it. All of my pieces are cut out now, and after bumping into my camera one more time, we're finally ready to assemble. Before I glue my pieces together, I'm gonna lay out where all the pieces will be, and I'm sketching the outline of every piece so I don't misalign them when I glue them on. I'm also not gonna glue the jaw on because then it wouldn't be able to move. This time for gluing, I'm gonna use hot glue because the pieces are thicker and they'll probably fall apart if I use a glue stick. Also, I gotta make sure both sides are aligned perfectly, so that's why I'm doing this. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. And after completing both sides of the dragon head, we can now work on the jaw. For the jaw, there's just a few things we need to watch out for. First of all, I need to make sure that my hand fits inside the part. I also have to make sure that the length is accurate to the head size and that the inside doesn't peek out through the jaw. Once I have all the guidelines ready, I can begin to draw this weird shape. I forgot to mention, but the weird shape is slightly wider than my hand because I'm gonna fold up the edges later to make flaps that will connect to the head and the jaw. And of course, I colored in the top of the mouth and hot glued it onto the head. The bottom of the mouth should be pretty much the same shape but slightly more narrow, which also works because your thumb is way narrower than 4 of your fingers. After cutting out the bottom part, folding up the flaps, and gluing it on, there's only one thing left to do. Wait, no, there's actually more than one thing to do. First of all, I need to connect the top and the bottom of the mouth together, and it was really easy to do. All I did was cut out a rectangle in a piece of paper, fold the paper in half, and connect both sides of the mouth to it. So now the mouth is a movable joint. The only problem is that it will fall off my hand super easily, but that's also a really easy fix. I just made a few paper rings and glued them to the inside of the mouth. So now when I open and close the mouth, it doesn't fall out of my hands. But obviously it still didn't look finished, so I added whatever this part is called. Now the actual final step, and this time I'm not lying, is a bit of fur on the forehead. And that was really easy. I just drew the hair, colored it, and stuck it onto the forehead. And now we are finished. This is my finished dragon. Her name is Chiffin, as in like chiffon cakes. I think it might not be pronounced like that, but whatever. I feel like I did really good for a first time making a dragon puppet, except for the extra strands of hot glue that I left behind. I would definitely rate this like a 10 out of 10 or maybe a 9 out of 10, and I totally understand the hype behind making dragon puppets now. I may or may not make another dragon puppet in the future, but for now that's all. Bye!